Welcome to the Better Human Podcast. This is the BH5, 5 to 7 minutes, daily dose of one big idea to help you become a better human, to live better, think better, make yourself and the world around you a better place. That's what life's all about. It's about the journey, not the destination. And I want to help you do anything and everything you can to live a better journey and then thus a better life. So we're going to talk today about the two kinds of people. The thing here is I'm not saying there's any judgment. Some people are going to aspire to this, some are not. That's okay. I'm not saying you should want to. I'm actually speaking to the people that are on the edge, that maybe you have that fire inside you, but it's deep down, it's buried. Or maybe you're not actualizing as fast and as much as you think you should or want to. And you have some kind of desire to do more with your life and really accelerate your results. But the two types of people are this. This is kind of the foundation of success and doing anything yourself while also having control of your future, actually. It's the same thing there. But you have people that want to control their future and they want to take responsibility for their actions. Maybe they don't realize they want to do that, but they want to be successful, and they've already made that connection between when they do things and they take action and they take responsibility, they get better results. And then so they kind of want to do it because they want to be successful. And then you have people that are like, I actively want to be successful and I want to take control of my life, and I don't want to blame people, and I want it to all be me because I've accepted the ideas of like extreme ownership and things like that. And then you have people, that's a group, and there's a subgroups obviously, but then you have people that would rather do what's easy, what's comfortable. They would rather do what's socially acceptable. They will do things and accept things after everyone else already has. They don't want to rock the boat too much. And again, I'm not saying this with judgment. I'm right now trying to talk to you if you're on the edge or you're in the middle or you want to be somebody that is successful and that does take responsibility for your life. Maybe you're not doing as much as you want to, but it's there. You want to do that. In your case, yes, I want you to do that. You should do that. And life is short, so take advantage of it. If that's not you, well, I don't know. You probably wouldn't even be here. So let's just assume all those people aren't listening. But like I said, I say this without judgment. There's no right or wrong, better or worse. There just is. Now, I know personally what camp I fall into. I'm in the extreme ownership. Anytime I catch myself blaming or projecting or doing anything like that, I know that I'm doing something stupid and I need to stop. I'm not suggesting I'm perfect at this. Like I do this at times. I slip into that negative frame and then I try to pull myself out as fast as possible. Like I'm saying, it's like if you are into the spectrum where you're in victim mode and you're complaining a lot and you're not taking responsibility of your life and you're delegating your agency to other people and other things, then you can definitely unlearn that, right? And everybody really should, because victim mentality I don't think is healthy for anybody. But whether you take that and, go on to build something or do something that's outside of what you would have done or outside of just the normal status quo, you don't have to if you don't want to. There's nothing wrong with that, right? There's not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur or a trendsetter setter or whatever, okay? Again, no judgment here. I talk about this as Mother Nature, strong survive, but that's a little bit too simplistic. Maybe we could say the most determined to survive will survive. In the modern environment, determined humans can outperform less determined humans by a massive margin. You have some people that can literally become billionaires from nothing, and some people that can actually go in reverse, can be in debt. It's the age of leverage and scale, infinite leverage and scale. And technology is the lever. And then determination, grit, hard work are the forces exerting on that lever. All right. So those are things that keep pushing down that lever. And that lever, the more you add technology and scale and leverage from capital, from ideas, from people, etc., the more you put effort onto that lever and the longer it gets, the more massively, exponentially bigger results you get. So I used to think that everybody should become determined and take control of their destiny. I always thought that was better. I thought everybody should try to become self-actualized and everyone should become successful if they can. I used to even think everybody should be an entrepreneur. I don't think that anymore. No, I definitely don't. I think those that can, should. And when I say can, it's really more so those that have the desire. Because if you don't have the desire to do these things and you want to see comfort and do that, whatever, that's okay. That's your choice. But if you have a desire to do more or bigger or in your opinion better, then you should do that. I'll leave you with this final little bit to take away from this for the day. It's amazing what you can do with a bit of conscious betterment on a consistent basis. You can literally change your life. You can build things that change life for others. So on and so forth to a scale you can't possibly fathom. It really is amazing what you can do with a little bit of daily progress, like a 1% improvement on a daily basis, and you could potentially change your life within a year. 1% a day improving, Within a year, you could have a completely different life. You could be a completely different person. That's how powerful it actually is. And then we got, to close this out, we have a few of the rounds here. So let's see. We have this day in history. Congress issues a declaration on the causes and necessity of taking up arms. That was 1775. It was a day after restating their fidelity to King George and wishing him a long and prosperous reign. Congress set forth the causes and necessity of their taking up arms against the British authority in the American colonies. The Declaration also proclaimed the preference to die free men rather than live as slaves. Interesting fact of the day, 68.7% of the fresh water on Earth is trapped in glaciers. 30% is in the ground. Approximately 400 billion gallons of water are used in the United States each day. Nearly 1/2 of the water used by Americans is used for thermoelectric power generation. See, that's a very good example of how you can lie with statistics and stats by not telling the whole picture. You might take something like 400 billion gallons of water used in a day, and you'll have environmentalists and politicians that want to fearmonger take that stat, but then guess what? Nearly 1/2 of the water used by Americans, so 200 billion gallons of water that are used for thermoelectric power generation. Used is actually kind of almost a misnomer, because in this example, you're running it through a mill or something. It's probably positioned in a place like a dam or some other thing like that. So the water isn't actually disappearing. It's not like you use it and water goes away. You don't just destroy water. It goes back to Earth. It gets evaporated and then it gets rained out and it just returns to Earth. It doesn't leave Earth. It stays on Earth. All the water here stays here. In 1 year, the average American resident uses over 100,000 gallons indoors and outside. That is pretty crazy. We got 2 quotes for the day, and then I'm going to let you go. Make sure you get all the updates over at Colin.coach. That's going to give you the BH5. Is early on in the show, I'm refining my process. I'm going to get it tighter and tighter. I'm getting closer to that 5-minute goal. I know that we're already at 8 minutes here, so I'm going over a little bit. And again, I'm going for no editing, so I might stumble on my words here and there. I'm working on that. I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better. I'm going to get better. The massive men lead lives of quiet desperation. Or here's a really good one. So our life is frittered away by detail. Simplify. Simplify. And that's a mantra for me in 2021, is to simplify, focus, less is more, Wu Wei. So here's a couple good ones. It's not what you look at that matters. It's what you see. That government is best which governs least. Huh. So true. That's going to be for today's show. Oh, no, it's not. One more thing. We got to thank our sponsors. Let's pick one today. We got Sizzlefish. This is where I now get my seafood. They ship you frozen, wild-caught, awesome, sustainably sourced seafood right to your doorstep. It's just like Crowd Cow, which is another sponsor, that shows up to your door. You unpack it, put it in the freezer, defrost some for tomorrow, good to go. I don't have to buy it at the store. It reduces the amount of groceries, the movement of them. It's just overall awesome stuff. And a lot of times with this frozen food, especially when you get it from these direct suppliers, is it's super fresh when it's frozen. Like, it's a very short supply chain. Things in the store, I just don't trust those supply chains. Like, if you go to Whole Foods and have their beef, it's gross. Like, it's terrible, actually. Every time I buy it there because it's convenient, I'm just thinking to myself, like, why am I doing this? In fact, the steaks at H-E-B that come in these little vacuum packs, they're local Texas, and it's delicious. It's amazing stuff, right? And it doesn't even come close to comparing with the Whole Foods stuff. And I've heard things about how the Whole Foods meats get sprayed because they haven't been frozen. So a lot of times, like, fresh is actually not fresher. It's grosser. Something to keep in mind. So if you want to get some amazing sustainable seafood, go to colin.coach/fish to check out Sizzlefish, and you can build a box. I usually spend $100 to $125, and I get enough seafood that'll last me, usually 30 to 45 days, sometimes 2 months, depending on how much I'm eating. And I make fish tacos. I got my salmon in there, I have every so often. It's just a really good thing to add to your diet and mix up. And usually they come in fillets, so it's very simple. Get your ideally ceramic nonstick pan. Cast iron works too if it's got skin. Sear that bad boy on that. Flip it, sear it again, or just finish it in the oven. And it's tender, it's flaky. Make sure you use enough salt. It's delicious. It's awesome. It's good for you. It's mostly just protein. Good stuff. Colin.coach/fish. And that's going to be it for today.